That means we have a full time of how many minutes together? How many minutes can you pay attention? How many minutes do we got together? 30? So that means 18, right? Give or take. So we'll break our 30 minutes up, 18 our treasure. Some of you are going to spend the first 6 minutes, it's like a used car salesman, you have to figure out whether you're going to buy it. And I kid you not, you do it with every human being. When your spouse talks to you, you first, before you listen to what they're saying, you break down, oh, she's in this mood. Oh, she's standing like this. Oh my God, he's doing this again. And then once that's done, you have completely concluded on what you're going to say and how you're going to do it. Because before I get into my talk, how many of us even look when the conversation's going on? Because, wait, just hang on 1 second, really important. And it's, yeah, oh, what did you say? Yeah, I got it, definitely. And I'll be there, inshallah, just text me the information. And then we're gone. So that is my entire talk. That was it. That's all I needed to show you, is that we are all in the social media binge. I don't think I would need to remember, I think in 2010, and there's going to be the three of you who do this. And like, I guess, maybe. You don't understand. There are billions of people out there, and the average person, let's do a show of hands. How many people here know someone who has abandoned social media? Like taken a vow of, oh, this is wonderful. All right, so how many people, are those people older than you or younger, just older? Are those people older than you? Ah, so the people who lived longer, tested the drug out a little longer, said, not for us, but you guys are still in experimental stage. Enjoy. This is Washington. So I got off the plane and that was the first thing made available, like public to me. I was like, oh, how many masjids? Did you know? I said, yeah, I guess I do now. So bi'idhnillah, if I do have 18 minutes with you, I do request two things. If we're going to talk about it, just put it away, just for the time. Do not disturb, turn the face down. I personally turned off, I put my phone on silent. I've been on silent for, I don't know how long now, it's almost been a month. And if I need to look at my phone, then there's like a mess and slew of things on my phone. But at the end of the day, I'm not constantly looking. So could you imagine if, as I spoke, and I haven't started speaking yet, if I begin speaking to you and every time I start talking to you in the middle, you hear me constantly make, and at some point I'm trying to make a point to you and I'm saying, and then at some point you say, and you're going to say, you're going to get this sound in your head. So I think I have abolished the idea, and once in 2010, I think it was at ICNA, I made a quote, so I'll start from there. So for those of you who are starting to figure this out today on a Saturday morning, we were alive just a few more years, and we tried the drug a lot longer, and that's all I can say. So in 2010, I read a statistic to everyone that if you're busy at work memorizing Quran, some of you just look like that on your face. That was funny? That is awesome. You look like you memorize Quran, you silly duck, you. You memorizing Quran, you little. And some of you are going to open up your mind, and I want you to think about this. Say you're memorizing Quran, you're studying, you're listening to this talk, and your attention. So remember, there are three parts of our brain, and I haven't started my talk yet. So here's the core of your brain, here's the top of your brain, and what you think is your brain is just the front, this neocortex, this beginning, نَاصِيَةٍ كَاذِبَةٍ خَاطِئَةٍ. This thing that allows you to think that you're something. That's the front of your brain. As soon as I'm looking at this thing here, say I'm studying, I'm reading a book. I'm reading a book here on my phone, and something pops up. And I just glance up and I hear The Rock just deadlifted 600 pounds. Okay, so that's, he's on my Instagram, so I'm going to find out. The Rock is making a new movie. Okay, khalas, it comes up on my Instagram. How long do you think it takes? Because you sound like a 13-year-old kid who's playing Counter-Strike, and when you come up to him and say, hey bro, you're going to get messed up. No, it doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect me. It's like, okay, that is what my 13-year-old tells me. When I say no shoot 'em up games, he goes, don't worry, it doesn't affect me. So in the same way, when your brain says, Ami, I'm listening. Huh, yeah, I got it. You're as dumb as a 13-year-old who's saying, my brain gets it. No, your brain doesn't. Because the front of your brain wants to do one thing at a time. It wants to enjoy that activity. So So just throw out a number to me. How long does it take? I'm talking to Sheikh. Oh my God, super fresh shoes, super fresh, and then we're talking. All of a sudden we're talking, and I look down on my phone. He said super fresh stuff. But at some point I look down at my phone. How long does it take me to get back into the activity? Fully involved with the front of my brain. How long does that take? 12 minutes. If you were, now you all are thinking about some fake conversation. I'm talking about a fresh conversation. We're talking about quantum physics. We're talking about the beginning of the universe. If I left the conversation, it would take me 12 minutes to come back to full capacity. Maybe let me quote that a little bit better. If you're in an activity, what can you do? Studying. If you're doing an activity and your brain has reached its full potential, you're at full max potential, you're taking in what you're reading. For example, when you're watching a movie, anyone see Lord of the Rings? Just for fun, just so you can understand. When you watch a movie like Lord of the Rings, you all understand that it's not real. But during the 2 hours, what do you tell your frontal lobe? Yo, smog is off the chain, yo. How many of you did this? This is your neocortex. How many of you saw smog and said, yeah, if a dragon was like that, that's how it would look, right? In the belly, and it would be really arrogant. You start to work it in your head, so the frontal lobe can say, yeah, that was real, just for a little while. So if you could just take that into consideration to get to full strength. Okay, here's a real example. What if you were watching a movie? You're depth into the movie, and then someone comes and changes your attention. Doesn't it take you out of what you're doing? And then what if I said, bro, don't worry, just look, it's a smog, it's an animal. Look. Okay, let's take it a step further. Has anyone ever watched a knockoff CGI movie like Lord of the Rings? No, okay, sorry. So I was overseas a couple times. You ever seen Matrix without all the CGI? It's like really, it's a bootleg copy. So like it's whacked out, and then you're like, we watched this? We thought this was real? It's just some of the film goes away. If you take that little film away, the brain takes up to 12 minutes to get involved again. So if you would, I'm going to put my phone away. I need you to do two things because I still have about 16 minutes of your time. Could you take your phone out before you put it away and download an app that has the 99 names of Allah? Okay, I got AT&T, I got 3 bars. How many people, can you tell me how much you got? Hurry up. I got time. What do you got? You got 3? What? 2.
I have Wi-Fi.
Oh, got Wi-Fi. I'm not asking how many bars you have. I'm asking what service. We all have AT&T. Bump that. Hold on. Anyone have anything other than AT Mobile? AT Mobile. Can you then just Can everyone go to the App Store real quick? Just type in 99 names. If you have this, the end of the talk will make so much more sense. If I may, did anyone come here thinking I would convince you to stop using social media? Like half the stuff I put out is on Instagram, and I can't do Snapchat yet. It's too irritating. Don't worry, I've been lowering my standard for the last 5 years systematically. I remember the Facebook talk in 2010. Slowly, don't worry, we're catching up. So if you would, if you would download that and then just leave that. Just leave that there, 99 names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The app that I like to use is called 99 Names. And it has the 99 names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and what else? 99 names of who? He said Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Can you all see God, yes or no? No, you cannot. So God gave you 99 lenses through which you could perceive Him. If you would take that as an opportunity, and I don't want to go on this for too long. You all seen the 3D movie, sisters? Seen 3D movie? Have you ever taken, which 3D movie? Did anyone see anything recent that was good? What was it? Islamic conference, mine just went like, oh, yeah. That's okay. 3D. It wasn't 3D. No, did you see Kung Fu Panda?
No, it was a Jungle Book.
Okay, still good. Alhamdulillah, Allah will forgive you. So much guilt, just gotta let it go. Anyone else see something in 3D, yes or no? Okay, can you tell me what it is? Pardon?
Star Wars.
Star Wars? Oh, that must have been. MashaAllah. Like, that's a headache and a half. Yes, ma'am?
Which app is it? Because there's multiple ones.
Like the one that sticks out to you. This is kind of like the Hogwarts thing, because everything here looks like Hogwarts. Just let the app pick you. Okay? It works that way. It'll go just fine. The app that I use is called The app that I use is called 99 Names, and it is produced or made by QuranReading.com. I do not know them. I like it because it has God's names, and then it has all the 99 attributes of Muhammad Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Okay, so Star Wars. Did you take your glasses off anytime in the middle of a movie? Yes or no? No, you didn't. Very good. Did anyone else? Did you take it off? When you take it off, what happens?
You relax.
Oh, but when you look at the screen, it's
Blurry.
it's really blurry, right? Because you're inverting light. So I have a lot of you who are thinking about Islamophobia and whatnot. If you pick up the Quran and you don't have your 99 lenses of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on, how does the Quran look? Find them and kill them wherever they are. And beat your women and slash them. And if you steal my book, I'm going to cut your hand off. Because that's what happens when you watch the movie without the lenses. The whole picture goes blurry. So you would say, and then God said 2 women witnesses and you can marry this. And actually, sisters, it's not 4. Because if you go on dirty logic, God said 2 plus 3 plus 4. That's 9. Right? So, thalatha wa ruba', right? Just add them up. So if you read it in the lens of man, you're going to get man. If you read it in the lens of other than that, in a woman's lens, you're going to get that. But when you read it through the lens of the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, a lot of what we're going to discuss today, it goes away. Number 2. Sister, did you find something? Something better? Yes.
No, I'm still looking.
No, let it choose you. Beautiful. I'm serious, let it happen, friends. It's going to happen at some point. I need to also now test the water, so I'm going to begin my talk by making salawat on the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I will know your temperature. Just imagine, I'm sticking a thermometer in your mouth, and I want to see, you want to get a gauge for who you are. So when I say, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulihin nabil kareem, wa ala alihi wa sahbihi at-tayyibin at-tahirin. And I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allahumma anta salam, ومنك السلام تباركت يا ذا الجلال والإكرام حينا وأدخلنا دار السلام السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
My request to the Creator of the heavens and the universe is that He, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, God innately utilizes the universe that He created to align and use the clouds, the sun, the moon, the stars, the plants, the trees to bring salam upon you. May He, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Creator of that universe, the aligner of situations in your life, open up the doors and facilitate the decisions that will bring salam into your life. I pray, and some of you may not understand, but I pray and request the Creator of the universe to utilize the universe to bring salam upon you, around you, and may God bless you with synchrodestiny. The ability to make a goal, the ability to have an idea, the ability to experience a feeling and say, I'm going to have this, I'm going to manifest this. And as a result, you may raise your hands and say, God, I want this, but you know inside you, you are going to bring it towards you. When salam comes in your life, you may decide to have a roast beef sandwich. And then all of a sudden you will find people coming to you and saying, hey, there's a great butcher in town. He has this great, wonderful spot. Let's go out there and say, no, I'm not ready today. The next person you meet will come to you and say, hey, I'm going there. Can I bring you a sandwich? You'll say, no, bro, this is a little bit too weird. Then someone will come back and say, I just had an extra roast beef sandwich. Did you want to take a bite? And then you will find salam all around you. I request the Creator of the universe to bring salam upon you, around you, within your choices. And most importantly, I request, because I'm a traveler and I will leave this area tomorrow morning, I ask the Creator of the universe that He brings you cellular salam. Salam within your body of the cellular level, which can only start in one place. So I'll ask you a question, you tell me whether you know or not. Can your cells in your body hear your thoughts? Just take 10 seconds. Can the cells in my body hear the thoughts that I'm having? Because right now, I'm done thinking about a roast beef sandwich. So do my cells know? Did they hear? Are they aware that I was thinking about roast beef? Do they know? Let's think about this for a second, friends. When you watch a movie, don't you... let's go further back. in the 1950s, when the first Western movie came out, and the villain pointed his gun at the camera. At the very last scene, he pointed his gun at the camera. What happened in the first theaters that showed that movie? People passed out. Why? Oh, you guys are so cute. Wait a minute, why did they pass out? Did their brain know that that wasn't real? No. At some point, the cells are watching the Big Mac on TV. So the cells say, he must be hungry. He's staring at this thing. He must need it. Do your cells hear your thoughts? Let's keep going forward. I believe that not only are your cells listening to your thoughts, but every thought you have is a step towards cellular salam. So when I tell you not to touch your phone or not to think about social media, I'm going about it in the wrong way. So I'll ask you one more time. Let's try this together. Can everyone say, Salam? Salam. Oh, this is going to be tough. Sorry, it's morning time. I'm going to spend 3 minutes to get your engine started. So if you would sit up off your chair. Sheikh, approximately how long did you speak? Was your talk an hour?
35 minutes.
35 minutes. So you all have, it's morning time. How are you going to start your day like this? Like, I'm so spiritual. What did you do at the conference? You don't know. I had sugary coffee drinks and got dressed up, and now I feel fabulous. And now I'm going to spend the rest of the day with my lumbar spine sticking through the chair. So if you would, remember, my specialty is musculoskeletal radiology, right? I don't see you. I see your bones. So when you're sitting like this, I see L like 4 or 5 going, I hate you in 4 years. I see you in 10 years coming, brother, is it halal to sit in a chair and pray? Yes, dummy, but not for you. For so long. Or the brother who comes, he's so muscular, mashallah, may Allah bless all of you. So brother, how'd you hurt your back? Lifting weights. It's like, wait a minute, what activity in life is ever done like this? Like what tool is worked like this? I don't know. Maybe there is some tool. One day, I thought about it, like maybe if I was cutting grass or something, like on a mill. But everyone comes with big, I don't understand. So, khalas, maybe it's my anorexic self-talking. So we'll move forward from here. If you could now identify the core of your stomach, it's called your solar plex. And some of you are starting at 11 o'clock like this got to be a problem. I'm going to identify 2 things. How many of you intend to not eat for 16 hours to 19 hours a day in the next 30 days? Yeah, but think about this. In the next 30 days, so if I met a group of people and I said, brother, you're going to stop eating in 30 days? He says yes. And then I see him start eating candy bars and Pepsi. He's like, I just got to get him in before. It's like, what? So now, if I met a yogi, or I met someone fasting, or someone who's in love, and he goes, oh, I'm going to fast till I fall in love. You can meet a lot. And people do this, hey, it's not just in a Bollywood movie, okay? So it happens. As you find yourself fasting, I'm going to say this much, friends. In 30 days, we're going to go 16 to 19 hours. Quick side note, you do realize that is for optimal health. When Ben Affleck was getting ready for Batman, when superstars get ready for major shoots, what do? 16 hours, absolutely no food, and what it does is makes your insulin resistance fantastic. And you know that concept of your body starting to burn its own fat, and you just kind of sit there and breathe and you get ripped? No, by the looks of it, not really. So, as a thought, yes, everyone knows the trainer who did Ben Affleck's thing. He was a Muslim guy, right? He went, the guy who did, there's a movie called Batman. You guys are so religious, let me help you out on this one. The man, he wears underwear on the outside, and he runs around and it's magical. So it's very, very amazing. And in that movie, a Muslim trainer trained him, and he was eating dates and fasting, and it's ridiculous because he's getting ripped for a movie. Meanwhile, we're like, Ramadan's coming. You go to your boss. Look, go to your boss with like a Pepsi and a soda and a candy bar, the sister who had the issue, and just eat it. Like, Ramadan's coming, I gotta get it in. They'll have a laugh and they'll be so confused. But at one point, I want you all to write this down as your first thing. You want to fast from something? How many people are down? Last 7 days, I signed up, and my students did too. Last 7 days of May, no social media. I did it. I decided I'm going to go ahead and do that. So you saw nobody moved. They were like, I should have said $10,000 for Islamic relief. They're like, yo, I'm down. Nobody's down. So I give you this much before we lose our topic. Let's start on this first point. We are fasting in 30 days. I have chosen to fast between now and then from various things. Speaking, fasting from social media, fasting from screens. There's a great clip that was on Jimmy Fallon a few nights ago. I saw it on the plane. J.K. Lewis, J.K. who's this guy? C.K. Lewis? This guy's a comedian. So he did it. He gave his phone to his daughter and he said, put in a passcode. And she put in a passcode and now he does not, like if he needs to use the phone, he just doesn't have a screen. Now I know you're all saying, wait, how does that work? He just doesn't have a screen. He hasn't been on the internet in a month. And he said, how do I get places I go? I find out the weather by going outside. I carry an umbrella in my car. No joke. It's a great clip if you'd like to look it up. It's just something really simple. Maybe you can't connect there. I'll give you one more. Remember last year in the finals? Like LeBron tweeted, it was like Sharia. Right before Ramadan last year, he was like, go social media, or something like, no social media for a week, until the finals are done. It's distracting. So it was like, wow, they take this seriously. Meanwhile, in Ramadan, I had like signed up for like 7 other things, and I'm like, yeah, I have nothing else to do. So if you really, truly want to understand how this works, stop taking it. I'm going to go a step further. I was in a addiction clinic with a few people. I'm trying to help the Muslim perspective on meditation in San Diego. I love starting the story with, I was in a addiction clinic in San Diego. It always starts with, that's why he's so, Subhanallah wa bihamdihi adada khalqihi wa rida nafsihi wa zinata arshihi wa midada kalimatihi. And there, I got to meet a lot of people who are addicted to like hard things. So, can you imagine meeting the pill popper who says, I'm not addicted, it's not that bad. Can you imagine the person who smokes an ounce a day and goes, it's just a habit? Can you, okay, young people, let me just help you out here. When I say an ounce a day or marijuana, and you do this, it's a telling sign. You can't do that while I'm speaking. Imam Suhaib and I used to sit at the top, and we would just be like, look, Wisam, throw up buzzwords. You'll see people twitch. So I'd be like, pot? It's too early to say porn, so I'm just going to be like, pot, pop, and someone's like, yeah. So just chill. So don't look around drastically, because then later on you're kind of like, sound like a brother. I'm like, what's up? I definitely know, but it's okay. It's okay. So in order, when I got down to the clinic, the first thing that I spoke to a lot of people about was, how do you click? How do you turn it on? And they said, in order, if you want to find out if you have an addiction, just stop using it. Then immediately you'll say, I just need to check my phone. I went on a cruise and I put my phone, had no service. And I remember for the first 4 hours without the phone, the top of my thigh tingled. like a halal tingling. Right? And I just kept thinking, it was phantom. I gotta curb that comment. Some of you had a little bit too much fun. You all know when a motorcycle patient comes in and they've lost a limb, like during an accident? It's called phantom leg. They'll say, my leg hurts, and there's nothing there. So my phone has essentially become an extension of the body. So if you are prepared, let's make the first mental comment. This Ramadan, I'm not necessarily just going to be fasting from food and drink, but I, Wisam, am going to identify the thing that I'm addicted to. So I might specifically be addicted to YouTube. I'm a YouTuber. Or when I sit on the crapper, there are a lot of people. I meet people, I'm like, hey, do you use the phone a lot? They're like, no, I don't. I'm like, bro, your phone has like grip marks on it. What's going on? A lot of us fall into this trap, and I'm going to take this as far as I can. I remember in 1998, sitting with the sheikh in a class, and sheikh was presented this question. And I, as a youngster, thought it was the dumbest thing. And a student of Quran said, can you text on the toilet? And sheikh opened his books and started to think, and I was like, what a dumb question like this? And I kept thinking about it. And then I was like, who's going to text on the toilet? And I thought about it. Maybe my generation, the rest of you are like, what? What's wrong with that? It's found, it's natural. I see all of you like, that's not a big deal, but our generation, you wouldn't, right, no, all right, okay, good. I'm good. You never know, Sheikh. It's like, I have a quality time. But how many of us will Instagram, read a tweet, or I don't know what other things are out there. I actually said it once in a Periscope. I was like, if you were on the bathroom, on the toilet, please turn me off. Like I said it several times, because that's just weird. But would we have thought about this before? That the phone is with us there? No, you wouldn't have. So I'm asking you, maybe the phone isn't yours, because we love this I love when I say pornography, for example, and some goes, astaghfirullah. And I will quote Imam Ghazali, and I wish that we all quoted him a little bit more. He said, why do we judge each other when we all sin differently? May I point at you, brother? Yeah, you missed Fajr, and I smoked a blunt. Right? One is more taboo, but they're both a sin, so why am I going to judge you? So that guy who is sitting and has earrings, you guys, oh man, definitely going to hell. I definitely know that. No, there's like Abu Lahab and Pharaoh and that guy. Right? I definitely know that one. Not a good time to walk in. It's like not a good time to walk in. All I need you to do now, friends, is identify that we are all addicted to something, and when we judge, somebody is judging us. When we judge, someone is judging us. So I took a few precautions. I wish that you would jot them down. I downloaded an app called Moment, spelled just like you hear it. And I did it right before I left for Hajj. It records how many times I look at my screen. Right? Every time I look down at my phone, it records, or anytime my screen is on. Take a guess, I just want to, what would normal? I'm a normal person. I teach online, so my business is online. How many hours a day do you think on average? I was looking at the face of my phone. 5, 6. Oh, that's fair. Pardon, did you say 18? 8 to 10. That was after Hajj. No, it started out more in the 5 mark, and I was astonished. And then my spouse told me, no, you're doing good things, it's okay. And then 5 turned into, and then I remember it was while I was out, and it doesn't matter that I was on Hajj or reading Quran. It doesn't matter, guys. My phone read 11 hours. I was doing stuff on it. Now I realized, okay, it doesn't matter what I'm doing. I know that I'm doing it all focused here. Moment helped to open my eyes to that. The second thing that you have now is the 99 names of Allah. With that, when I say Allahumma salli ala Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, can you help play this game with me? Because a lot of you think, so what can I do? What can I do when there's downtime and I want to scroll through my phone? It's something we do in our household all the time. When I say Allahumma salli wa sallim ala nabiyyina Muhammad, okay, that's one name. Wait, I don't think they know this one, so I gotta step back. You guys, did Allah pray Fajr this morning? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, God, did He pray Fajr, yes or no? Okay, this is always question. Is when you give them the angry look, they say yes. Brothers, did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala pray Fajr this morning? Allah.
No.
Say it with your mouth then.
No.
Did Allah pray?
No.
Does Allah fast?
No.
Does Allah walk around the black box?
No.
Not really. What did, and will always do? What does God do, did, and will always do? That at any time, when I want to light up, when I want to feel good or bad about myself, when I feel depressed, before I do that thing, what can I do with God? I'll answer you in Surah Ahzab if you would just think about this. God says, إِنَّ اللَّهَ وَمَلَائِكَتَهُ يُصَلُّونَ عَلَى النَّبِيِّ. Indeed, God, in His manifest understanding, and it's going to take you another half lifetime. It'll take you another half lifetime to figure out your relation, what God is to you. That's going to take a long time. What's above the throne? You're going to take a lifetime to figure that out. But anytime I want to get up to the throne, I don't know what's above it, I can do something with God. Anytime I'm sad, anytime I'm happy, anytime my friend gets a brand new Ferrari, which he did, what did we do before we drove that Ferrari? We did what God does. Ya ayyuhal ladhina amanu. That's you. Sallu alayhi wa sallimu taslima. Indeed, O ye who believe, O ye who have a God, against those who do not believe in one. This God is not far away. This God is more entertaining than an Instagram post. I checked. This God has the capability to be with you. Is that kosher? Are we allowed to say that? With you, at least being with Him. So at the beginning of time, God said, peace be upon Muhammad. Beautiful wind upon Muhammad. Wonderful little children twirling batons upon Muhammad. What's your favorite dessert? Yalla, favorite dessert? Creme brulee. It's kind of liquidy, it's hard to transport up there. Okay, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. May the Prophet ﷺ be blessed with creme brulee. It's going to be warm or cold, it's a lot of journey. We'll put it in a warm thing. Khalas, creme brulee. What's your favorite dessert? Cheesecake. The Muslim Ummah's got something with dairy. Oh, my Prophet ﷺ, I don't know how much milk he had. Everyone's kheer and ras malai and cheesecake. What kind of cheesecake, brother? Ooh, now we're talking my Nabi style. Sweet syrup, definitely. Okay, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Give me one more favorite dessert, friends. It's too early, right? Pardon? You just...
Boston cream pie.
Boston cream pie. Is that from Dunkin' Donuts or like is that a real thing?
It's a real thing.
But like it's, okay. Alright, so can you, when you're eating it though today, and I pray, I manifest that you will eat Boston cream pie today, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. When you eat it, could you say Allahumma salli ala Muhammad? Could you?
Yeah.
Yeah? And then when you're like, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Can you do it for me? Like that. Like Aunt Mama was doing it. Like, right? That God set a train in motion at the beginning of, actually 10,000, 70,000 years before the creation of man. God sent salawat on the Prophet ﷺ, debatable. And this train left and it's going to reach Muhammad Rasulullah ﷺ. Every time I say, God, will you send peace and blessings on Muhammad, I might be a busted person, but I still play for Team Muhammad ﷺ. Every time you ask God to send peace on the Prophet, peace be upon him, who else is on that train? Who else's blessing is on that train? Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if you're all into some, what do I do when I don't do? Every time you check your Twitter, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Every time you want to look at Instagram, just do it once. Even if it's like LeBron James, someone. You don't know how much salawat I have made because of that man. It's like, oh, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. I started then to say, Ya Allah, I hope the Prophet ﷺ is entertained. Don't you wish that some entertainment was sent to him? How much salawat can you get? Like you want like a whole package. If you would try to swallow that, I will tell you very bluntly, I don't think you connected with me on that. Would you say Allahumma salli ala Muhammad? But like you feel like your grandma, don't you? How many people? As soon as you say it, how many people? Oh, I feel like an auntie, I feel like an uncle. Like you feel older, right? So all I'm asking you to do is when you're alone and you feel like there's nothing or no one to connect to, I request that you make salawat on the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I hope I can conclude here because I have 2 minutes left, or my minutes are done. 2 things. I want to read the names of God, if I could. And number 2, why are we having this talk? Why did I have the Facebook talk 5 years ago? Why are your kids going to listen to another talk? Don't you remember? Hang on, guys. 1940 something. You know that there's a fatwa that says English is haram. It is haram to, yeah, bro, like English is haram, and that kind of like didn't work out, didn't it? Pants are haram. Pants are haram. Like, okay, let me come to your culture then. Remember when pictures were haram? Right? Someone wrote somewhere it was haram, and then in like 2008, I'm not joking, someone was like, well, digital pictures are okay. So I'm not mocking the system. I'm just trying to open up something. So when my Instagram hologram phone thing that's built into my cerebral cortex, like Neo from Matrix, is giving me some cartoon, so it's going to be some other talk, remember Allah, don't watch too much zero holograms. Like that's a dumb idea. A Muslim lives for 1,000 years. His legacy lives on. So may I throw a dart at the real problem here? You don't love yourself. You don't want to spend time with yourself. Whoa. Hang on. That podium makes me look important. You don't want people to see your weaknesses. You don't want people to know that you're scared of the voice in your head. You don't want anyone to know that you like being spiritual. It feels good. Because if I talked about drugs, you'd call me an addict. But if I said salawat, I become religious? No. I'm an addict. Because it makes me feel good. I do it because it makes me feel good. So if you would today, I request, and it was just that little word that Brother Shaykh said, to be doctor, bi'iznillahi ta'ala. He just said at the end, he goes, love yourself. He just said it at the end, he said, love yourself. Can you all name for me 3 things? Tell me, how do you love yourself? Let's be real here. Tell me. If I say self-love, this is the first thing that pops in your head. Leave that. Tell me 3 ways to love yourself. Before Ramadan. Anybody? Yes, call it out.
Trust yourself.
Trust yourself. Can we call that word intuition? Okay, follow the intuition. Did anyone wake up this morning and say, I know my minutes are up, so I'll stop on this. Did anyone wake up this morning and say, oh God, guide my mitochondria? Anybody? Yes or no? No. But did your 50 trillion cells work this morning? Yes? Perfectly. So what are you sitting here going, guide me, guide me? You got 50 trillion guided cells inside of you. Intuition, it's all yours. Number 2, how could you love yourself?
Respect.
Respect. How? How do you respect yourself? How do you respect yourself? The way you dress, the way you talk? Tell me more. How do you respect yourself? Didn't Birdman want some respect on his name? Right? That's respect too. Respect. Tell me, what does it mean to respect? No, see, everyone's all religious. How about putting lotion on your feet when you finish your shower? Is it self-love?
Yes.
How about trimming your toenails and your fingernails? Yes, very much self-love. How about taking 5 minutes to stretch before the prayer? Very much self-love. In a room of 150 people, I got 1.5 answer on how to love yourself. Would you allow me to close my talk by giving me one way that you will love yourself today? Just call it out.
Yes.
Yes? How will you do it?
Love Allah.
There you go. But wait a minute, and I'm going to throw this curveball. Sheikh is here, so it's allowed. Brother, will you do an exercise with me? But will you do a small exercise? He said love Allah. That is the talk. Brother and everyone, play with the words for a second. Is Allah invisible?
No, he's invisible, but you can feel his presence.
Very good. But do you agree? Does everyone in this room agree that Allah is invisible?
Yes.
Yes. You can feel presence, love, mercy, compassion, totally. Except, would you say that one more time with me? Brothers, do you agree with me that Allah, in order for me to try to think about God, the first thing I have to say is God is invisible. Would you say it once for me? Say, Allah is invisible. So all you have to do. Just one more time. Sisters, would you say it with me? Allah is invisible.
Allah is invisible.
That's all you have to do. If you say that to yourself slowly enough today, it'll all make sense. Allah's definitely invisible. Just don't look too far inside. Maybe you'll see something. For Allah, I can be reminded about Allah, and what every post I do, it reminds you about Allah. But maybe He isn't as far away as you think. Say it to yourself twice. Allah, because there's someone going, yo, like, is he saying like invisible or like invisible? Like, make up your mind. Duality, friends. Duality. What I said, your heart knows. And if it didn't make sense, it wasn't meant to make sense. I will conclude here. I'd like to read the 99 names of Allah, but we'll do it next time. Do you all have it up on your phones? Beautiful. In our next sitting, let's see what you see inside, inshallah. Waladhikrullahi akbar. 30 seconds. Would you all touch your elbows together? It's a request. Yeah. And then open up that satellite dish. Yes. I saw some brother. I was like, brother, make dua. He was like, yeah. He looked like Scarface. Like, let me guess. Give me some, Allah. I'll take some. I'll give some. Come on. Okay, hands, elbows together, please. A request for you to ask from the universe, the creator of that universe. He put a lot of power in the universe. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make your life like a Rubik's Cube. If y'all put your phones away, cameras away for a little while, this to me cannot be faked. It hurts. Angels don't like flashing light. They say, who's more bling bling than me? Right? Angels are like, what's up? If you all need cameras, you don't need me. Elbows together. Make the smiley face with your hands. Make the smiley face. Ah, hello. Smile back at yourself. And I ask you for 30 seconds to take your parents' names in your hearts. Request. Parents dead or alive, Muslim, believing, not believing. You like them, you don't like them. I don't care. Take your parents' names in your heart. I take mine. Direct the happiness that you feel today. Any goodness, any good deed acquired in this room, direct it towards your parents. رَبِّ ارْحَمْهُمَا كَمَا رَبَّيَانِي صَغِيرًا. If you know the dua, read it with me. رَبِّ ارْحَمْهُمَا كَمَا رَبَّيَانِي صَغِيرًا. رَبِّ ارْحَمْهُمَا كَمَا رَبَّيَانِي صَغِيرًا. O Lord, creator, sustainer of the earth, you gave me so much luxury that I could sit in a room and talk about you while people die and bones are crushed. I get to think on whether I want to remember you, Allah. Thank you for the luxury, Ya Allah. In the name of this luxury, I ask that the goodness and pureness of our words reaches my mom, who is not in this country presently, and reaches my dad, who's presently in the hospital. Ya Allah, I ask that you shower everyone in the Parkwood facility and all the hospitals in our surrounding area, all those who took the time to put this conference together. Allahumma a'inna ala dhikrika wa shukrika wa husni ibadatik. You got 10 seconds. Try it out. Ask God for whatever you want. See what He has to say. 30 seconds. If you're wondering whether you are as beautiful as you feel right now, you definitely are. وَلَذِكْرُ اللَّهِ أَكْبَرُ وَاللَّهُ يَعْلَمُ مَا تَصْنَعُونَ. I don't do this, I'm old. I look like Gandalf, for God's sakes. You do it once with me? Open your hands. Say Subhanallah.
Subhanallah.
Walhamdulillah. Allahu Akbar. That was busted. Allahu Akbar. Ameen. Yeah, I'm gonna go for a little while, and then I'm gonna come back in like an hour or two. Could you be awake when I come back? Because I got a lot of other things to say, a lot of du'as, and you got a lot more than 50 trillion things in your body. So we're gonna talk about them, inshallah. Wassalamu alaikum.